So Patty and I are here to talk about mindfulness in legal education. Mindfulness is the practice of being fully present in the moment with an open mind, with curiosity, and without judgment. It's an ancient practice. Lately, it's been getting a lot of attention, as is illustrated in this recent cartoon that appeared in the LA Times. And we thought it would be appropriate to bring this conversation to this conference as legal educators have been paying attention to bringing mindfulness into legal education. A few months ago, 50 faculty administrators from over 30 schools gathered at Berkeley Law School to talk about how mindfulness can benefit our students, can benefit the profession. And that built on the work of a conference from 2010, again on mindfulness, out of which 6 articles were published in the Journal of Legal Education, specifically talking about the benefit to the law student, how to better serve clients with mindfulness training, and how to improve the profession overall. And other professional schools and professions are paying attention. Business schools, Google is a big proponent. Healthcare professionals have been incorporating this into their practice for a while. It's getting introduced into law enforcement. School-age children are benefiting from it, and prisons are teaching and implementing it for the benefit of inmates. And when we think about contemplative practices cultivated through meditation, we might have this picture of like you got to be super flexible, sitting cross-legged, or in nice setting. But mindfulness isn't really about any of this. It's a much simpler practice in terms of our daily activities, being fully engaged in the moment, getting rid of the clutter of rehashing the past or worrying about the future. And one way to cultivate that is through a very simple meditation breath. And I invite you, sitting down, standing up. Normally you would do this with eyes closed, but what you do is you basically just focus on your breath. Exhale, inhale. Doesn't mean that you need to empty your mind. Thoughts, sensations, distractions might pop up. And what you do is you acknowledge those, but push them away and gently guide your attention back to your breath. So that's what mindfulness meditation is, and what it cultivates with 5, 10, 15 minutes a day has huge payoffs, as documented by a lot of recent studies. Fortunately for our students, they don't have that luxury of calming their mind or cultivating focus. And when we think about, what our students' lives are like, there's so many distractions, whether they're sitting in the classroom or outside of class. A lot pulling on their mind, a lot on their plate, and the focus that they need, the calm that they need, the clarity that they need isn't there. And we know when they get into practice, it doesn't get any easier. So how do we prepare them? We teach them task management, maybe time management, maybe a Band-Aid on their stress. But what we need to focus on is teaching them skills that are going to prepare them for the long term in terms of dealing with difficult situations, uncertainties, conflicts, distress.
So how do we educate the whole legal professional? Certainly we can analogize to educating the whole child. And in a way, the Carnegie Report has directed us to educate the whole professional through the 3 apprenticeships. But one aspect that has not received enough attention is how we can help our students acclimate to the legal profession in a way that will help them to have sustainable law practices. Why mindfulness? Well, it's easy to do. It can be done anywhere. It's well supported by a growing body of research. And it's helpful to the work of law students and lawyers alike in that it helps to it certainly helps students to build good empathy and good habits. Students are helped in terms of decreasing mind wandering, decreasing anxiety. There are lots of studies out there that have actually shown that mindfulness is good for both the body and the mind. It also increases attentiveness and increases compassion, which is so important in the practice of law. Personally, mindfulness helps with stress reduction. It interpersonally helps in terms of cultivating greater listening skills, which helps lawyers and others to show greater empathy. And institutionally, the inner peace and compassion that come with mindfulness, it's a great way to humanize the law and our legal institutions. It's getting a lot of attention throughout the legal profession. Justice Breyer actually engages in a 15-minute mental break every day, twice a day. The AALS has established the Mindfulness in Affinity Group, and there are other initiatives happening all over the country, including some established programs in law schools. Berkeley has its initiative for mindfulness in law. The University of Miami has a mindfulness in law program that was founded and is directed by Scott Rogers, who has been instrumental in incorporating mindfulness concepts in the curriculum. Other mindfulness-based courses, concepts of mindfulness have been incorporated into trial advocacy, dispute resolution, professional responsibility. Berkeley has a course on effective and sustainable law practice using the meditative perspective, and there are mindfulness concepts incorporated in clinical programs around the country. Other initiatives, Southwestern has a 1L professionalism training program. It's part of their bar prep. There are mindfulness workshops for faculty, staff, and students. Some professors have their students engage in a minute of silence at the start of class. And right down the street at DU Law School, we are getting ready to dedicate a meditation room. So mindfulness is a concept that is going to be playing a supporting role in the transforming of legal education and the legal profession.